Hey everyone, welcome to a thrilling adventure filled with zombies and mad scientists. Spence confidently claimed selling the stripping virus would make them rich. Ellis and his team thought, as this guy lost his mind to zombies. Just then, a zombie mysteriously rose from underwater. Spence was clueless, ambushed by a zombie, fought back, and shot it. The others saw a chance to teach him a lesson. However, Spence was not about to give them that chance. He threatened Ellis to stay back, then locked the lab door faster than a speeding ticket and dashed to the He found his phone backpack on the train and suddenly heard a weird noise. When he looked up, oh boy, there was a monster swimming inside. Spence was frozen. Just as he was about to bail, the monster jumped down and bit him. Turns out, this monster had just had a meal and wanted to hit the gym, turning the scene into a real-time horror show. Red said in a live stream this was an early experiment of the trend. Eating it would evolve one into a stronger iron zombie, with only 20 minutes left before the door closed. However, to get the password from Red, they had to trade in Ada's life, which Ellis flatly refused, because nobody wanted to trend with Spence on Twitter. But the iron zombie followed the scent to their location, and just as the glass was about to shatter, Red suddenly shut down and opened the steel door behind them. Surprisingly, the technician who barely survived followed and shut down Red. Everyone rushed to the station, roaring away in the train. But unexpectedly, after Ellis injected Ada with the antidote, the iron zombie returned. Its sharp claws ripped the car, snagging Matt. To make matters worse, the steel door crumbled under the iron zombie. Ellie shot in vain, only to be entangled by a 40-meter tongue wrapping her leg. At a crucial moment, Matt pushed steel pipes at the iron zombie. Ellie seized the fallen one, piercing its tongue and shouting, "Matt, open the hatch below, pronto." But as Matt picked up the gun, he found Ada had turned into a zombie. The antidote failed. Matt ended her suffering with one shot. He then opened the hatch below, and the iron zombie burst into flames from the rapid friction. The guy was putting on a fiery performance worthy of any lighter commercial. Matt quickly hit the button to close the hatch, and they both escaped to the villa before it locked down, as if they were playing a high-stakes escape game. But just as Ellis was about to give Matt the antidote, a sudden team in protective gear barged in, whisking both Matt away and casually kidnapping. When Ellis woke up, she found herself filled with needles. She painfully pulled them out, and was greeted by the eerily empty hospital, as if it had just hosted a human party. Outside, the street was chaotic like Black Friday, with the zombie virus everywhere. An underground lab had a severe biohazard leak. Staff turned into bloodthirsty zombies. An armed team was sent to investigate but were ambushed by zombies. Only Ellis and Matt escaped like a horror movie. But captured by Umbrella Corp, they were injected with a T-virus, turning into fresh goods. Quickly, another team opened the base's gates. It was like opening Pandora's box, unleashing zombies and fiercer iron zombies, leading to swift team annihilation. Without veterans, at the start, they'd have been humiliated. Umbrella saw things spiraling out, evacuated key figures like Dr. Ashford and Angela, but a crash halted their escape. The zombie virus quickly spread through the streets of Raccoon City, with ordinary citizens thinking it was just another violent incident. The police unknowingly rounded up zombies, but only a policewoman named Jill sensed something was off. She quickly drew her gun, shooting zombies, urging everyone to leave Raccoon City. Kane, a high ranker at Umbrella, seized the moment to set off alarms at Ellis' base. Soon after, Ellis left Raccoon City's hospital to find chaotic streets revealing the wind-trend virus leak, a shocking twist. As night fell, Raccoon City had essentially turned into a game of extinction. To prevent greater disaster, Umbrella quarantined the entire city. Only one bridge stood as an escape to the outside world, and all survivors gathered there, but only those who passed inspection could enter. Talk about strict rule. The hospital was locked down tighter than a drum, and while a few attempted to escape, they needed to find a safe exit. At this point, Jill and her group arrived. Suddenly, an infected person appeared. Jill's colleague, Black, tried to help, but was bitten by the mutated infected. Luckily, another officer stepped in, solved it with Jill, but Kane, witnessing it, feared the virus spread. In a panic, he halted inspection, closed the gates, and mercilessly scattered the crowd. It made me wonder if they stopped zombies or performed magic. The ruthless actions forced people back into Raccoon City filled with zombies, making the entire city resemble a zombie amusement park, while a few elite troops and officers continued to battle there. Unbeknownst to them, Umbrella had abandoned them. Zombies outnumbered bullets, their defense crumbled. Only Carlos led two colleagues to break through. Ellis rushed to an arms dealer, and her body went haywire after changing into a new stylish outfit. Turns out the T-virus in her system reacted violently, prompting Ellis to recall her modification. Meanwhile, Dr. Ashford begged Kane to save his daughter Angela, but was ruthlessly turned down. With no choice, Ellis hacked the city's surveillance system. After locating her daughter, she searched the city for survivors. Soon, Jill and her group came into sight, arriving at a church with a reporter and injured Black. Entering the church, they met a survivor, with the reporter planning to document Umbrella's atrocities. Suddenly, strange noises came from the room, and Jill went to investigate alone, discovering a woman quietly sitting on a stool. Just then, a priest appeared, saying the woman was his wife, but Jill saw she had turned into a zombie. The priest was actually feeding her with bodies as the zombie suddenly woke up. Jill was about to shoot, but the priest blocked her. There were several gunshots, and Jill decisively shot the zombie, while the reporter panicked and prepared to exit the church. To their surprise, zombies gathered outside. Jill closed the door but found scary creatures at the church top. No, it was the fierce handcuff zombie. The man panicked and tried to run, not realizing this creature loved to snuggle only prey. Even worse, there was more than one of these monsters. They were fast, tough, and practically invincible to handguns. Bullets gone, facing the handcuff zombies' assault, they chose the risky waiting for death game. At the last moment, a bright light flashed outside, and a motorcycle crashed through the window next. And guess who it was? It was none other than the upgraded version of Ellie's. Upon landing, she crashed into a handcuff zombie like a scene straight out of a blockbuster movie. She slammed the throttle, did a 360-degree flip, and raced like a wild stallion, making intimate contact with the handcuff zombie as Ellie pulled the trigger.